Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. So previously we saw Chaos winning over Cosmo Domini, so Chaos is currently leading, but obviously the deck that will win this one will, will be at first place, obviously. So Chronomaly versus Dino Rabbit. Chronomaly is a deck that we in a TCG, I was about to say we never actually got to play, that's not true, but we got, the Nebra disc, the Stratos from Chronomaly far too late in the TCG. It was a solid deck in the OCG for quite a time, with artifacts, the deck list you see here. But eventually when we got, was it World Superstars? I might be lying, but again, feel free to correct me. The deck was already past its prime, I feel, or it was a short amount of time. We were able to enjoy Chronomaly as one of the better decks in the format. It's going to take on a deck that's 1 year younger, and that's Dino Rabbit. But it is a Dino Rabbit post-ban list. It has its advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantage though is that there's quote-unquote only 2 Tour Guide and 2 Rabbit. So let's see. I could agree with the people seeing that Chronomaly is again the more recent deck, especially the artifacts are powerful. Both decks are kind of similar, beat down-ish, but on the other hand, like Dino Rabbit does have some form of extra deck negation, like Lagia and Tolka, but Dino Rabbit does struggle against a deck like Chronomaly, for example, or any deck that main decks a lot of traps. Solid traps, right? Venus Chain, Prison, Bottomless. So Dino Rabbit definitely struggles against those decks, and Artifact Sanctum is a beast of a card. Putting up a big beat stick being Moral Tech or Beagle Tech into Moral Tech to pop something and then potentially threaten their field to play these, that's super strong. I count out the Reaper though, so we have the small disadvantage of Crystal Bones is that, the Cyber Dragon effect, it can only Cyber Dragon itself if you don't control monsters to reborn something. So let's see, we try to get rid of the Reaper. Omega I think in this matchup was perfect. Old school card, what is it? It can make itself or any Constellar monster on the field unaffected by, is it spells and traps? I think so. If you detach. So, what was it? It's very similar to Evil Swarm. What is it with their pandemic spell, years ago. Anyway. So Beagle Tech into Moral Deck, that's strong. So destroys a face-up card. Doesn't really matter, this one. The Venus Chain. They're not using bounce back stuff, right? So let's see. You do run into Prison. Then again, I don't think there were... Zenmayo is not an extra deck. Otherwise, I would have gone for Zenmayo to pop 2 sets, that is. But yeah, we're still sitting on Omega, and again, another Reaper just slowing down the process. I mean, eventually, we will find out to get rid of the Reaper. There are some extra deck cards like Volcasaurus that gets rid of the Reaper. Let's see, we're recycling stuff. Venus Chain is fine, we're going to negate that. Typhoon on Torrential. Let's see, we can go for a rank. Oh, we can go for Pleiades. But we can protect. This is nice. Like, you see in this particular matchup where both decks are super heavy on traps, like Mirror Force, Torrential, stuff like that, the Omega is fantastic. Protects Pleiades, an interruption, big beat stick, and it protects Omega itself. It's Omega, right? I think so. Old school card. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. Oh, okay, next one. So we go second. Beagle Tech, Moral Tech, The thing is that it's more so the psychological factor, right? When you're playing against, back in the day, against, at least your opponent is playing artifacts, it's hard to destroy them during, during the opponent's turn, that is, right? Because that only triggers them. Board wipe is fine. The Cabazuls, I think they are potentially going for Lagia. Lagia, sure, it's a big beat stick, it's on negation, almost, right, you know what I mean? Not really negates the summon, spells and traps, but I guess it does force out at least 2 traps. It will negate the first one and then, it will die to the second one. Lands is a problem though, so now the Lagia, yeah, indeed, doesn't have any materials left, but the Sanctum is a sick top deck. Because now we, first of all, can get rid of the Lagia, yeah, and we put a big beat stick on field. Really strong against another deck that's also reliant on 1700 and 1900 beatsticks. Chronomaly is also a deck that's known to its inconsistency, right? If you don't open Nebra Disc or like Jet and you having those crystal skulls in your hand, it's like super awkward. I sided in, what is it, Ferret? Mythical Ferret? I forgot its name. What is it? It's very similar to, I was about to say Maneater, but whatever, whenever it is destroyed, I think. Not so sure if it needs to be destroyed by battle. You can pop a card from your opponent. That's okay. Being side-decked. This is also another advantage of the deck. It's main decking 3 extra mystical space typhoons. You know, the artifact ignition that is. So again, another advantage against the back row heavy deck. This is fine. So tour guide for Sangan. Sangan just a defense and pass because the Sangan will net you the rescue rabbit. Let's see. We threaten their tour guide with jet. This is fine. We can just set probably set 5. This is cool. So let's see, can we do some artifact stuff? We can, so this is okay. Artifact Sanctum again prevents their rank 3 exceed, gets rid of the door guide and puts up a big beat stick, right? So it already paid off. Let's see if there's a prison. There is none, at least they're not choosing to activate it. Set 5, basically. They do have heavy though. The thing here is, they could definitely go for heavy. I think I would have... they have a judgment. I think... Imagine them go for heavy. There might have been, you know, artifacts, which would have been fine. They would have been left with 1 Guaiba in hand, and of course, a rank 4 exceed. The thing is that, imagine Heavy Storm against this field. There is no way they can... The game would probably have been a bit different, right? I'm not so sure. They probably should have gone for it because, you know, like the 5 back row, obviously there would have been interruption traps, but you would have put yourself into an awkward position of heavying, what is it, 4 of your own cards. It would have been an iffy play, a gutsy play, but I mean, it is what it is. Okay, so next one. This is a big one, definitely a big one. We have Snake Eyes Fire King Azamina, you know, Snake Eyes variant from this year. It's going to take on Fusion Subsu, so feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.